The New England Patriots are becoming an appealing option in the National Football League once more. Last year, there was almost no interest in joining that franchise. This situation brings to mind a familiar figure. I play a particular song multiple times daily for my young kids, but that is not the central topic here. What I want to express is that nobody was keen on associating with the Patriots last year. This year, though, the impact of Mike Vrabel is apparent. I will explain why this matters. I share daily updates about the Patriots, and it is essential to pay attention and engage with what I present. Now, let's delve into Effan Chisum III, who is a wide receiver from Eastern Washington. The Patriots have signed him as an undrafted free agent, and many have compared him to Cooper Kupp. It is vital to emphasize that as fans of the Patriots, we should avoid setting such lofty expectations for him to perform at Cooper Kupp's level. Kupp was selected in the 3rd round and had significantly better performance stats at the combine, and many saw him as having a much higher upside. When he was chosen, I doubt anyone anticipated he would become an NFL MVP, and I do not think anyone expects that from Chisum either. However, Chisum does display several traits similar to those of Cooper Kupp, which is a positive indication. But we must be careful not to burden him with such high expectations. That said, what we should concentrate on today is that the Patriots were competing with 6 other teams to land Chisum. Before we continue, let me emphasize this. It highlights the significant impact of the Mike Vrabel effect. Players are eager to arrive in New England and represent this team. We saw this trend unfold during free agency. While monetary incentives undoubtedly play a role, many of these athletes have expressed a genuine desire to be part of this organization. The key aspects of this situation are quite revealing. Firstly, it clearly shows that Mike Vrabel's influence is substantial. Players are excited about the prospect of joining New England and playing for this franchise. We witnessed this during the free agency phase. Naturally, financial incentives matter, but many of these players express sentiments like, I interacted with Vrabel, I connected with this coaching staff, I engaged with this organization, I wanted to be part of this team, contribute to this rebuilding journey, and be involved in this evolving culture. This is significant. It is crucial to understand just how impactful this is for the organization. Moreover, with Chisum stating, I could honestly see him being there, it raises interesting points. He hails from Washington and might have been a supporter of Seattle. Who knows if they extended an offer? However, another team that showed interest was the Denver Broncos. The location is important as many people in that area are fans of the Broncos. When discussing the Western region, that is the context. I'm not implying he was a fan in Washington. I have no knowledge of his preferences. Nonetheless, this situation does make sense. His family could easily travel to see him, among other reasons. We will explore that in more detail shortly. Additionally, the Mike Vrabel influence is not the only consideration. Effan Chisum had various offers, although it is true that the New England Patriots faced challenges with their wide receiver group last season, which provides him a solid chance to earn a spot. Other options existed, like the Denver Broncos. If we look at that briefly, it seems he may have had an even better opportunity with them. When analyzing the Broncos, Courtland Sutton emerges as their primary wide receiver. Mims Jr. has shown flashes of potential, but there are not many standout talents on their roster. Interestingly, they drafted R.J. Harvey from UCF, who is likely to compete for the starting running back role. Additionally, Pat Bryant, chosen from Illinois, has the potential to make a significant impact. What is particularly noteworthy is that Sean Payton expressed considerable interest in Chisum, and he likely recognized he had a strong chance of making that 53-man roster, but ultimately opted to go with New England. Given that an athlete was recruited from Illinois, it demonstrates a great potential for considerable opportunities on this team. What is truly striking is that a coach expressed interest in a player who had a good chance of making the 53-man roster, but chose to transfer to New England. This situation is indeed intriguing. This brings us back to the first point, which is the impact of a charismatic coach whose ability to attract talent is remarkable. While it cannot be said that it is only him, it is clear that other professionals also exert some type of influence. We have seen a transformation from last year to this one, where previously few wanted to be part of this environment, and now the perception is completely different, with everyone recognizing that this is an attractive place, where people want to be and play. Many might think that if this player had chosen the Broncos, it would make sense, since there would be good chances of integrating into the team, and the distance from Washington would not be an obstacle. There are several factors to consider, such as playing, of course, with young quarterbacks under the leadership of an offense that has stood out, leading the Broncos to a playoff position despite facing elimination. Therefore, the influence of a good coach is truly significant. This represents something of great importance for the organization, and when considering all the undrafted players, this athlete stands out among the top alongside others. All have an interesting opportunity to join the team and make a relevant mark. Now, I would like to dive a bit deeper into this athlete. As I mentioned, several teams showed interest, with 6 of them using one of the 30 visits allowed to him before the draft, which is truly impressive, especially considering he was not selected. Even in the final rounds, many thought they would have the chance to select him later. As an undrafted free agent, he secured a 3-year contract, which includes a significant guaranteed sum, along with a signing bonus. While some may consider this amount modest compared to others, for an undrafted free agent, this is quite remarkable. It is evident that a team was genuinely interested, probably offering one of the best contracts available. As mentioned, this contract includes a signing bonus. Many might think the amount is modest compared to others, but for an undrafted free agent, this sum is considerably significant. It is clear that this team stood out in the competition, possibly offering one of the most competitive contracts on the market. This is easy to agree with. Moreover, the ability of a charismatic coach to attract athletes and convince them that there was a real chance of making the roster is crucial. Additionally, the opportunity to join a young team in the midst of a rebuilding process and be part of one of the most traditional franchises in the league is extremely attractive. Why not take advantage of this opportunity? He certainly brought some excitement to the proposal. Thus, this is good news for the team, especially considering that the future looks promising. Players want to be part of this organization, and that is monumental. What can be thought about this? I recognize that I'm somewhat surprised he did not prefer to directly join this team. According to information, one of the reasons for the contract being so attractive is the competition from other teams. One of them made a compelling appeal to attract this athlete during one of his visits before the draft, but he decided not to go with that alternative, which is quite surprising. The work of this team deserves recognition and should not be underestimated. Moreover, we previously mentioned another player who was not present at the minicamp. This does not represent a major issue. The coach commented on this, assuring that everyone should remain calm. He participated in previous camps. So for those wondering about his situation, this has been clarified. The coach reassured everyone, emphasizing that it is not an urgent matter. Now, we should move forward with this understanding. Emerging from that situation, it is not a major problem. He has successfully navigated the last 2 instances. Consequently, for many, it was a bit perplexing. What exactly is going on? What is the worry? It has been addressed and it does not pose a significant issue. It's best to move forward. I think that's the approach we should all take. This was advantageous for him. So once more, I extend my apologies. Here is the information that was provided. I made an error, assuming I was sharing that during our discussion. If I inadvertently clicked on something else, that is on me. Nevertheless, there's a well-crafted article on this topic, along with the depth chart I was showing you. If I wasn't attentive to the display, you might have wondered, what is going on with this person the whole time? I was focused on that while conversing with you so you could take a look. In any event, don't fret about it. We will delve into this later. What are your views on this data? What are your impressions of this organization? How do you see the upcoming year shaping up? I want to hear your insights. Our discussion will carry on. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a bold move that has raised eyebrows across the NFL, the New England Patriots have completed a trade with the Dallas Cowboys, sending wide receiver Kayshon Boutte to the Lone Star State in exchange for a future draft pick. The deal has set the stage for an intriguing new chapter in both players' careers, and it could have lasting implications for both teams as they head into the 2025 season. Kayshon Boutte, who was selected by the Patriots in the 2023 NFL Draft, has shown glimpses of potential but has struggled to find consistent playing time in New England's offense. Despite his college success at LSU, where he was one of the most dynamic wide receivers in the country, Boutte's professional career has yet to match the hype. His flashes of brilliance were occasionally overshadowed by inconsistency, leading to limited production during his first season in Foxborough. However, the Patriots coaching staff remained hopeful that he could develop into a key piece of their offensive scheme. The trade to the Cowboys, however, opens up a new opportunity for Boutte, who now finds himself in an offense with a proven quarterback in Dak Prescott and a high-powered attack that features star receivers like CeeDee Lamb. With the Cowboys looking to make a deep playoff run, this acquisition is seen as a chance to bolster their receiving core with a player who, when at his best, can be a game-changer. Boutte's speed, agility, and ability to make plays after the catch could complement Lamb's skills and give Dallas another weapon to contend with in the NFC. For the Patriots, the trade is part of a broader strategy to rebuild and reshape their roster. New England has been in a period of transition, with head coach Bill Belichick focused on finding the right mix of young talent and veteran leadership. By sending Boutte to the Cowboys, the Patriots are clearing space for other players to step up and hopefully contribute to a more balanced offense. While this may be seen as a risk, it is also a sign that Belichick is willing to make bold moves in order to improve his team's long-term prospects. The future draft pick they received in the deal will likely play a pivotal role in their rebuilding efforts, potentially giving them more flexibility when it comes to addressing needs on both sides of the ball. One of the biggest questions surrounding the trade is whether the Patriots gave up on Boutte too soon. The wide receiver still has immense potential, and many analysts believe he could thrive in a new environment. However, given the Patriots' recent struggles on offense, it's possible that the team felt it was time to cut ties and focus on finding solutions that fit their current needs. Whether Boutte becomes a star in Dallas or remains a work in progress will be one of the most closely watched storylines in the coming years. As for the Cowboys, they now have an intriguing weapon in Boutte, who could help elevate their offense to new heights. If he can live up to the potential he showed in college, this trade could end up being a masterstroke for Dallas. However, only time will tell if this gamble pays off for both teams. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.